What's up, everybody? Happy Wednesday. Hope all you're having a great day so far. Getting into this episode of GH. I enjoyed this episode. I did. I thoroughly enjoyed this. Nina ain't shit. Nina knows she dead ass wrong. Listen, I'm all for her standing her ground when it comes to Michael and the Corinthoses and stuff like that because it's like at some point you gotta stop letting them walk all over you. Like she done apologized a million times, even though sorry ain't gonna make up for it, nor should it. But it's like the way she tried to blame Michael and Willow for this, like especially Willow. She told Willow, "Oh, you could have lied on the stand." No, she couldn't have. She was under oath. She told about something there was nobody could to contradict what you were saying. Hospital security footage. They got cameras in that hospital, and I'm pretty sure they got them by the chapel. So all they had to do was subpoena the hospital to show them tapes, and they would have saw that she was standing outside the chapel door. And right after she left, they would have showed Sonny walking out. They would have showed Nina walking out, which would have proved she overheard a conversation. So yeah, they got stuff that can contradict what she was saying if they took it that far. And I'm pretty sure it would have probably came out had it went to trial. Um, so Nina was crazy to try to blame her for all of this. I'm like, Nina, it is not that girl's fault. She was under oath. You know, she was scared about the penalty of perjury because she could have went to jail. Um, it's not her fault. I honestly feel like Willow just need to get the hell out the Corinthos family. She not gonna make it in that family. She not. It's always gonna be drama with them. She always gonna have to be discreet. She always probably gonna have to tell little white lies all the time, maybe some big lies. She not cut out for them. She not cut out for that family. And if she goes against them in any way, they gonna yell at her. It's like you know, I don't think Willow cut out for them. She not. She really not. Um Scott should have knocked Michael on his ass because Michael was pissing me off. Like he really mad because he lost. He lost this round. You know, he went into the courtroom thinking he was smart. Oh, he got a plan. It was his ace or whatever. He thought he had everything well under control. But you're dealing with somebody who's more, seasoned than you are. You know what I mean? Like Scott is no sleaze. Like dude has been a lawyer for what, over 40 years? Like he know the game. He know what he doing. Um and Michael lost this round. You lost. Get over it. You know, you played a nice hand, but Scott played a better one. What are you gonna do? You know, you played a good little hand. You know, you try to make contributions or whatever to a campaign, and it backfired. What are you gonna do? You know, and of course, Michael is pissed because now the judge done came back and dismissed every single charge against Nina. All the charges were trumped up against her in the first damn place. They were all fraudulent charges. You know, and thanks to Willow's testimony and Sonny's testimony, boom, charges gone. And when those charges got, dismissed, I said, listen, Nina need to write Scott a big ass check. She really do. She need to write him a huge check. And I do mean a huge one. Nice figure too. Some 7 figures, because that man have saved you from the penitentiary. Um, but yeah, Scott should have knocked Michael on his little deer ear because Michael really think he big and bold. I'm like, listen, Scott should have handled him. You know, I wouldn't have let him punch me in my face. Like, you got me twisted. I would have probably had his ass locked up. Hey, you're not gonna be hitting me. Um, and he want to sit there and blame Scott for what happened or whatever, for him getting Willow on that stand or whatever. I'm like, Scott was doing his job though. That's his job as an attorney. He did his job well. What are you gonna do? I mean, Michael over the years never had an issue with Diane using little theatrics and tricks in the courtroom to get her father and Jason off from their many crimes over the years. He never had a problem with that. But now you got a problem with Scott doing it? Come on now. He's doing his job. Get over it. You lost this round. Suck it up. But Michael definitely got something else up his sleeve because he made it very clear that this ain't over. He may have lost this round, but he'll be damned if he lose the next one. I'm like, Michael just need to let this go because he more angry about this shit than Sonny is. He more mad about it. I'm like, bro, let it go. But the only card that he got left to play against Nina really is Crimson because technically she works for Michael. So the only card he got left to play is to fire her from Crimson. And I think that's probably going to be his next move to get her terminated from there. as editor in chief, I wouldn't have a problem with that. Do what you gotta do. Within reason. You better make sure that you got grounds to fire her, because she could sue you. So he better just make sure that he got proper, grounds to terminate. So anyway, speaking of Sonny, boy, was he in the doghouse today. Carli was not here for his shit today. She was not here for. She was asking him questions that we all wanted the answer to. Like, what is your feelings towards this woman right now? Because at first he was trying to deflect, and you know how Sonny do. He really did not want to answer those questions. He didn't. Oh, Nina, don't. She's nothing to me. Listen, your words and your actions, they're not matching up, sir. They don't match. They do not match. The lie detector detects a lie. That shit don't match to me. Sonny sitting here spouting all that gaga because it ain't matching up, son. And Carli wasn't buying it either. She don't mean nothing to you, my ass. If she didn't mean nothing to you, you would have did what you had to do from the beginning and got revenge on her ass. But the fact that he didn't spoke volumes. Because if this was Ava, if this was Julian, if this was anybody else, Sonny would have been on their ass. He would have been on their ass. Cyrus, whoever, he would have been on them. And he's not gonna do nothing to Nina. Carli been suspected something by his reactions these last couple months. She been suspected something was going down with him. Now I do agree with a lot of people about the fact that about Carli's anger, because I do agree. I feel like Carli got the right to be mad at him for not telling her immediately. He should have told her a long time ago when he first got back. You know what I mean? That's the only thing I feel like she should be really mad at him about. Because that is humiliating, finding out that your husband fell in love with another woman in open court in front of the ADA, a judge, and a bunch of other people, your family, and Scott, and the other woman. That's embarrassing as hell. That is embarrassing. So I do feel like she has a right to be upset about that. I know a lot of people keep bringing up, well, she fell in love with Jason. Yeah, that's true. She did. A lot changed not only for her while Sonny was gone, but a lot was changing with Sonny while he was gone too. But at the end of the day, though, it didn't take her that long to talk to Sonny about her and Jason. You know what I'm saying? Like, she talked to him about it a while back, like right around the time he came back. It didn't take all that long for her to discuss this situation with him. But Sonny, I agree with Carli on this. I feel like Sonny never had really any real intention of telling her. And he just kept coming up with excuses as to why he didn't tell her. Oh, because this happened and that happened and this happened. She wasn't trying to hear none of that foolishness. She was not buying it at all. And she asked Sonny one more time. She was like, I want to know right now, the only thing I'm concerned about is what are your feelings towards Nina at this moment, right now? He could not answer that question. He just kept deflecting his ass off. And that right there told Carli everything she needed to know. She was through. Listen, Carli told that man straight up, don't come home tonight. Don't come home. She said, don't bring your ass home. And now if your wife tell you not to come home, don't bring your ass to that address. Listen, it's going to be some furniture moving around that bitch. Don't come home. She will burn that motherfucker to the ground. She'll make sure the kids is out the house, and she will burn that bitch to the ground. Don't come home. I swear to God, Carli reminded me of so many good R&B songs today. Like, when I was watching the Carli scenes and her anger towards Sonny, all I kept thinking about was Mary J. Blige, I'm Not Gonna Cry. All the time that I was loving you, you were busy loving someone else. That was my shit. And Tony Braxton, Love Should Have Brought Your Ass Home last night. That was my song. Love Should Have Brought You Home. Love should have brought Sonny ass home. I'm just saying. You out here loving on somebody else. My whole thing, though, is I understand Carli don't want him to come home. But if I was Sonny, I would have been like, listen, I know you mad, but that's my house. I paid for it. I pay the monthly bills on that house. I'm coming home. I'll sleep in the guest room, but I ain't about to go get no hotel room or nothing like that. Carli could have packed up and moved because, as far as I know, Carli still own her house on the lake. The lake house. She still own that house. So she should have just packed her shit and just left. Took the kids, took Donna and just bounced. But see, that's why sometimes I love when people, even though they're married, I love when people got their own shit. Like as far as their separate residences, if you can afford it, I love it. I love it just in case. You know what I'm saying? Like some shit go down. And I ain't even got to tell the spouse to get out. I could leave because I still got my own shit over here, my own condo or house over here. So I pack my shit up and go when I want some time apart. I don't know what the future right now hold for Carli and Sonny, but their marriage is definitely on life support right about now. Because Carli was like, "Listen, I need time apart. I need space." So their marriage is definitely on some life support. That shit is in critical condition right now. Sonny better get some flowers and some candy, play some Keith Sweat, and start get on them knees and start begging. Baby, I'm begging. You better get up there and beg. Baby, please. Please let me back home. You better beg. Like your life depend on it. You better do something. For she filed them papers and take you for half of your shit. I'm just saying. Look at Dr. Dre. Dr. Dre got paid his ex-wife $100 million. That's a lot of goddamn money. I'm just saying, Sonny better get it together. Figure out what he want. I definitely feel like Sonny got love for Nina, though. He's definitely conflicted. He got love for both of them. You know what I'm saying? The only question is, though, who do you love more? Who do you want to go home to? You want this one over here? You want that one over there? But he better make up his mind because Carli ain't here for his shit today. She was not with it. So anyway, moving on from that, I was loving Alexis today. Like she was joining Spencer and Jocelyn at PCU for this class or whatever, and the professor was tough. Like she was talking about this case or whatever, and Alexis had to jump up and break it down, and go back and forth for her about the case because she was like, you omitted some of the information. You didn't put a lot of the information, into your teachings or whatever. So she had to tell the class pretty much the real about what really was going down. That professor looked like she was not happy about it. But surprisingly, the professor was shocked that Alexis was even in her class because she know about Alexis. But she was shocked though that Alexis was in her class. She was like, instead of you being a student, you need to be a teacher. I agree. I feel like that should be Alexis's next career. Teaching a law class at PCU. I think that could be her next career. I think it'd be dope for her. The only hiccup is the professor was telling her, like, I'm gonna send, this stuff to you or whatever, but we also gotta do a background check. I said, yeah, even Alexa's face was like, damn. Yeah, you might not get this job because if they doing a background check and they find out that you just got out of, Spring Ridge and you was incarcerated, she could kiss that job goodbye. My whole thing is she better call up Sonny or somebody and, see if they could pull some strings or whatever to get her that job regardless. Pull that whole Cassadine card. You better do something. Call Valentine or something and pull a favor. I think she'd be a great professor. I think she would be. I think this would be a really great career for her because she still loves law, but now she get to teach students the law. You know what I mean? Like you get to do what you still love to do, but you get to do it in a different way. And I think this would be good for her. I think this is definitely a good fallback career for her. Her next chapter. I think it'll be great. Plus, if she get tenured and stuff like that, she can make some real money. Like she can make some good money doing that. Jocelyn and Spencer were just getting on my nerves. They was just annoying. All they did was sit around basically and talk about, oh, I hate Nina, and oh, why you don't hate Ava the way I hate Ava. Like, shut up. Why don't y'all go worry about y'all studies and go knock some boots with somebody or something instead of sitting around worrying about grown folk business? Like seriously, I hate this person. I hate that person. Be quiet. Stella was irking my soul a little bit today. Like, I understand why she went to go see Portia, but for her to sit there and basically tell Portia that she need to step up because now is not the time to be giving Curtis space. This is the time now where he needs support. I'm like, Portia has been giving him support, but she also has been giving him a little bit of space too to work out his feelings. But she's definitely been giving him support. Every time I see her, she stay encouraging him about Marshall and talking to him about it. So Stella need to calm down. At the end of the day, Stella need to go ahead and tell her nephew the truth about what her involvement in all of this. Because I was shocked. Come to find out, we finally figured out what her connection to all of this is and what she hiding. So apparently she knew for 40 plus years that Marshall was not dead. Like she's known this entire time that he wasn't dead. She knew. But I think it's a bit more than that though. I think it's more to it than just her knowing for all these years that he was alive. It got to be more to it than just that. I get this gut feeling that it's a bit more to it, you know. Um, and I'm definitely, here for Curtis when he was talking to Marshall. I felt that story because he basically, told his father the effects that his absence had on his sons. You know what I'm saying? Like Curtis basically told him how him and Tommy was getting teased in school because people were not believing that his father was dead. They just rather believe that, oh, he was in prison, trying to stereotype them or whatever. You know how some people do try to stereotype black folks? Like we all drug addicts or drug dealers or in and out of the prison system and stuff like that, which is not totally true. Definitely not. That's just the old stereotype, and I felt bad for him. But I definitely could relate to Curtis, about having a deadbeat dad and stuff. 'Cause I went through that shit in my life, still go through it. With an absentee parent, so I definitely felt him on that, and I don't blame Curtis. And Curtis pretty much laid it out for his father. He was like, listen, if you can't tell me why you were gone all these years, because Curtis kept asking him, where have you been all these years? And he told him, if you can't tell me the truth about where the hell you been all these years, we ain't got nothing to talk about. You might as well not even stay in Port Charles. Like, there's literally nothing for us to talk about. I don't blame Curtis for that. Because how are you supposed to start new and fresh when you still got these questions that are not answered? It's like you can't move on until you get those answers. So I can't blame Curtis for that at all. And Marshall need to cough up something because he's still keeping him in the dark. It's like, bruh, tell him something. Throw him a bone. You know what I'm saying? Tell him a little bit, something. You know what I mean? But he's opting to tell him nothing. I'm like, damn. I definitely feel like it could be a few things. Maybe he was in, organized crime. Maybe he's in witness protection. Maybe he has an illness or something. Like, who knows? It could be anything at this point. We don't know what the hell that man was doing while he was out of town, but hopefully we get to it because I'm intrigued. I want to know what's good. Like, what's going on with this. But real quick, though, back to this whole Nina Carli situation. I'm going to need them to fight. I am. I think that's the only way. I'm going to need Nina and Carli to throw down. I'm going to need them to be bitch slapping each other or something. Like, they got to fight now. Now that Carli know what happened, she know the whole story, she got to fight her. They got to fight. I want to see some slap boxing, some hair pulling. You got to do something. Y'all got to fight. This is getting too intense for y'all not to throw hands. Like, somebody got to beat somebody ass. Like, something. I ain't go through a year of this shit not to see y'all fight. Like, we went through a year of this damn storyline. I want to see somebody throw hands. Now, I've been waiting and waiting. You know how long I was waiting for Carli to just nuck if you buck with her? And we not gonna get it? Fuck that. They got to do something. They gotta fight. I gotta see it. But anyway, this was a good episode. I thoroughly enjoyed this episode. Hit the comment section. Let me know what you guys thought about it, and I will see you all later. Have a great night. Peace.